From the Mount Washington Radio Group online newsroom, I'm Gary McKenzie. Plow trucks in the Valley area in western Maine were hurrying to catch up this morning after more snow fell overnight than predicted. Eric Schwibs is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Gray, Maine.
Because we stayed colder longer and we didn't get as much mixing, we had more snow. We did hear some reports that between Naples and Bridgeton up into eastern portions of New Hampshire, we had as much as 10 to 12 inches of snow.
Schwib says the snow and sleet will taper off later this morning, but a winter storm warning remains in effect for a few more hours because of the potential for freezing rain. Today is the first day of spring, and New Hampshire Governor Maggie Hassan has officially designated it as Fresh Air Fun Day in recognition of the fund's upcoming 138th summer of bringing together children from New York City with host families in New Hampshire. In a little more than 3 months, the fund will once again allow thousands of inner-city boys and girls to escape the hot and noisy streets of New York to enjoy summertime fun outside of the city with host families from Virginia to Canada. Barbara Rockwell coordinates the volunteer host family program in the Mount Washington Valley and Lakes region of New Hampshire, and with her family has hosted a child for a few weeks each summer for 15 years. She calls 20-year-old Jeremy, a third-year college student and swimmer from the Bronx, New York, her fresh air son.
Jeremy would get to my house and it would be quiet, and we didn't have a lot of TV, and we certainly didn't have the sirens going or the helicopters landing. And he'd wander around going, I'm bored for a day or two. And then we'd go outside, we'd go swimming, we'd go bugging, we'd dig in the woods and mess around on the trails and canoeing. We did bicycling, we went camping. And all of those things were experiences that Jeremy had not had exposure to.
65% of all Fresh Air kids are invited to visit the same host family year after year. First-time Fresh Air visitors are 6 to 12 years old. Volunteer hosts are required to undergo a background investigation, but another host says, quote, you don't have to spend a lot of money or do anything fancy. The children can just play in the backyard and enjoy just being kids. The independent nonprofit Fresh Air Fund has provided free summer experiences to nearly 2 million inner-city kids since 1877. For more information about hosting a child or volunteering to help with the program, call Rockwell at 603-367-8235 or see the website at freshair.org. The Center Conway Fire Chief says a home in Brownfield, Maine was totally destroyed by fire yesterday. Ray Levitt says his firefighters and Conway firefighters were called for mutual aid by the Brownfield Fire Department shortly before 12:30 in the afternoon after the Brownfield Fire Chief saw a big black column of smoke rising up. The two-story home was on Moore Road off Porter Road. Levitt says the home was fully involved when his firefighters arrived a short time after being called to the scene, and it apparently had been burning for some time. 5 cats died in the fire, but no other injuries have been reported. Levitt says his firefighters, who took a tanker and engine to the scene, were there for about 4 hours. In sports, the Boston Celtics capitalized on the absence of LeBron James to beat the Miami Heat 101-96 last night in Boston. And the Pittsburgh Pirates held slumping Big Papi David Ortiz hitless last night in a 4-2 preseason exhibition win over the Boston Red Sox in Fort Myers, Florida. In the weather, a winter storm warning remains in effect until 11 o'clock this morning. Sleet likely with pockets of snow and freezing rain this morning. Cloudy with a chance of rain. Total snow accumulation from 4 to 12 inches. Highs of the lower 40s. Light winds becoming west 10 to 15 miles per hour this afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight. Lows in the mid-20s. West winds around 10 and becoming partly sunny on Friday. Highs in the upper 30s. From the Mount Washington Radio Group online newsroom, I'm Gary McKenzie.